Let's get to your consumer news on this Sunday morning. Look, the clock is ticking to file your taxes on time. If you are a last-minute filer, you need to be aware of some costly mistakes to avoid. We have Vice President Stephen Hoyl from DeWitt Dunn Financial Services here to share some money-saving tips for those who still need to file. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Suzanne.
Absolutely. So what are some last-minute changes that we need to be aware of that are happening this year?
Well, one of the things is that normally the filing is April the 15th, but this year it's April the 18th. And, a lot of tax filers have gotten used to the pandemic where we extended the filing date way out, but this year it's happening on time. And it's really important that if you can't get ready by then, that you file an extension by that date. It's so important.
Okay, and so that was going to be my next question. If they can't meet that deadline, you want to file that extension, right?
Absolutely. It's so important to file an extension. You can always go to our website, DeWittDunn.com, and we have that form there, and you can print it off and fill it out. But even though you need to file by then or file an extension, it's important to pay your best estimate or what you think you owe by that time, because if not, you can be hitting with lots of fees.
Gotcha. Okay, so that really is one of the biggest changes this year. It's not the 15th, it's on the 18th this year, which I believe is a Tuesday. Any other changes folks can expect this year as they file taxes?
Absolutely. This year, because of the really large inflation we're experiencing, then all of a sudden the single filer standard deduction will be $12,590, and the joint will be $25,900 is the straight deduction that you'll get.
The one thing you definitely don't want to do is make mistakes, because that can really put you behind in getting the refund that you want. So what are some mistakes that you should be aware of that you really shouldn't make?
Well, it's really important that if you're right up on the deadline, that you go ahead and do an online return. Because, when you do a paper return, it's such a high chance for mistakes. Those, doing it online kind of does all the calculations for you. And if you make a mistake, it's really, you're a lot lot more likely to get a manual audit, which is, it's all in the details so much, Suzanne.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. So what can people do to set themselves up for success as they head into this tax season?
I think it's so important to think about taxes all year long. It's not a one-day thing.
Right.
So if you have to rush and file this year and do that, start thinking about what you can do next year. Filers can make a contribution still up until, this filing date in April to their IRA, make a Roth IRA contribution, and really set themselves up for their financial future down the road. That's what it's about. Turn it from a compliance situation to how you can make a fantastic retirement. So important.
And I know that the deduction has changed year to year. For more information on that and for additional information on just the tax season, where can folks go to?
Well, they can go to the IRS Gov website and find that. And it's just, there's so much online information, but I think it's also important to use a professional if you can, and really good tax advice, and then start planning for the future. That's what it's all about. Suzanne, I've been doing this 33 years, and I've watched people that really take advantage of the tax deductions and the opportunities with, 401ks, IRAs, Roth IRAs, really can end up when they get ready to retire with a fantastic retirement and do everything they want to do in retirement.
All right. Well, thank you so much for all the tips. We definitely need that. Very helpful as we head into tax day. Thanks so much for joining us.